I'm going to talk about Social Security in today's video and how they recently lost billions of dollars. Is this something to be concerned about? That's a great topic, and that's precisely what I'm going to talk about in this video. Let's get started. I want to talk to you about the recent, highly significant study that Social Security released, which looks at both the program's finances and its beneficiaries. You have a right to know about this, so please watch the video. Know all of this information, which is precisely why they made it public, so you would know what's happening. But to your utter astonishment, they really did lose billions of dollars. Do we really need to be concerned about this in the future? Again, I'll let you make that decision for yourself as I provide you with all the information in this video, so let's get started and discuss the current state of affairs and the key points this report made regarding Social Security. However, before I sincerely appreciate you watching, but I have a big favor to ask of you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, hello and thank you so much for watching. You may support me every day by clicking the subscribe button directly below the video. It's completely free to do so. I'm researching, keeping an eye on the news, advocating on your behalf, responding to inquiries, and doing everything I can to assist low-income and fixed recipients of income. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe below. I realize it's a really hard time, and we all need a lot more money. You also need to know what's going on with these programs and your monthly benefits. I appreciate your presence and your viewing, and if you haven't already, feel free to do so again. Free is my favorite price in the world, so let's discuss the specifics of this report and what it means when Social Security loses billions of dollars, all right? So, we just got the annual Social Security Board of Trustees report, which we only get once a year. I've been looking through the report, and it's filled with a lot of information. There are many interesting facts and figures in this report, which is why I want to explain to you in this video why they lost billions of dollars. You might be thinking, well, billions. Are you talking about 2 billion, 4 billion, 100 billion, or 900 billion? $41 billion, or roughly how much you're talking about, was lost by them last year. Why? What were they doing with it? Where did it go wrong? Indeed, if any of us were to lose, say, $41, $410, $4,100, anything similar, we would very likely want to understand where it went and what transpired, correct? In certain situations, we could have to report to a spouse. The spouse might ask, hey, where did that money go? At which time we would have to answer, well, what happened? What transpired, correct? Anyway, let me tell you exactly what transpired. The Social Security Board of Trustees annual report provides us with an overview of their financial projections for the future, as well as many facts regarding the previous year as well, so we recently received it for 2024. As I record this video, we are in 2024, but they also provided us with some data from 2023, so we have a decent picture of what transpired the previous year. With that said, here's what's very intriguing. Allow me to ask you a quick question. Do you want to guess quickly? I'll tell you right away that Social Security brought in over $1 trillion last year. That's a significant amount of money, so how much do you believe it brought in? Generated a total revenue of, I think, $351 trillion from Social Security payroll taxes, interest on funds held in the trust fund, and taxes on Social Security payouts. $1,351 trillion is a tremendous sum of money, yes? Tell you this, even if you don't know how much money that is, if it were that much, you would be incredibly happy, and you would become the richest person in the world several times over. That would be a lot of fun, right? You could buy. That is an incredible amount of money that could be used to purchase numerous countries. In any case, that is how much money they made last year. That was their income, which was nice because it was from 2023, but how much money do they actually make? You may assume that they spent last year, but consider it this way. Clearly, you, I, and everyone else had something similar to go through. We all have annualized income and expenses. Unfortunately, when we talk about thousands of dollars, our earnings are much smaller than Social Security. We might make, say, $10,000, $15,000 or $220,000 a year or something similar. And then our expenses are X times what our expenses for Social Security are. That year as well? Correct. And it provides us with a figure that indicates whether we were in the black or in the red. That is, whether our income exceeded our expenses. In this instance, Social Security was in the red. In other words, they actually spent more money than they earned. Allow me to share the figures with you now. As you recall, Social Security paid out $1 trillion, or $351 billion, to the government last year. This was a respectable amount of money. Yeah, that's a huge yearly income, but the main issue was that they spent more money than they earned. In other words, they had a slight spending problem, though they don't truly have one. I'm just saying that if any of us had this issue, we would certainly think, oh, we should definitely cut back on our spending. However, in this instance, the beneficiary actually benefits from it. So allow me to share their expenditures from the previous year, $1 trillion, 300. Let me start over with some huge numbers since they're perplexing me. Well, $1.1392 trillion is how much they spent last year, which is equivalent to $1 trillion, 392 billion. Well, their income was $1,351 trillion, so they spent $13.92, meaning they had a $41 billion deficit, meaning that they spent $41 billion more in 2023 than they really earned. Do you see where I'm going with this? It's a small issue, so yes, this did contribute to the collapse of society. Trust fund for security a tiny bit. The trust fund actually decreased by $41 billion. But should we be concerned about how this will affect our benefits? Will our benefits be discontinued? Will they be reduced? Will this have any effect on the beneficiary at this time? The answer is no. There is absolutely no impact on the beneficiary, save for the fact that the trust fund did decline by $41 billion once more. That is a significant amount of money, but if we look at the amount of money in the trust fund is $22.78 trillion, which is a significant amount of money. If we look at the big picture, the trust fund decreased by $41 billion, which is a dip. Think of it this way. You have $7,881. All right, does it really matter that much in the end? When we're talking about over $3 trillion and we have a reduction of $41 billion, that's nothing, okay? It's not very lot. Yes, the trust fund did go, but it doesn't really matter that much. For example, how much does it matter when compared to the amount in your bank account? The same thing happens when it comes to Social Security. Technically speaking, they did lose $41 billion last year as a result of spending more than they earned. But ultimately, it won't have any bearing on the program or reimbursements in any manner. The beneficiaries won't be impacted in any way, shape, or form today, but the issue will persist in the future as we continue to deplete the trust fund since we're eventually spending more than we earn in from Social Security income. If we keep going in this direction and at the same pace, then yes, all of this will ultimately catch up to the program. Yes, all of this will deplete the Social Security Trust Fund, and eventually, yes, this will affect the beneficiary. So it makes sense that this will have a significant effect on the Social Security program, benefits, and checks at some point in the far future, but not right now for the first serial bill future. No, it won't make a difference, but that makes sense. I know it's as apparent as mud that they lost billions of dollars. Nevertheless, let me reiterate that there's nothing to worry about at this point. However, we still want to keep an eye on it, and the Social Security Board of Trustees is definitely keeping an watch on this as well. It's crucial to keep an eye on these metrics since, at the end of the day, this is the beneficiary's money, which will eventually be dispersed on a monthly basis. I hope this helps. As always, please let me know in the comment section below if you would want me to revisit and go into more detail. If not, feel free to subscribe below and watch any of the thousands of other videos on the channel of the video library. If not, share this video on social media with your friends. A share button is located directly below. You may also view the other videos there. Down, I've personally chosen a few to put below in the description or at the top of the comment section, for you there as well. Check out the videos that are currently appearing on your screen. Once again, thank you so much. Choose your option now, and I'll see you in the next video in a short while. A great deal.